Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you all are having an absolutely amazing day. My name is William Grazione. I'm reporting to you from my home gym. This week, I'm actually battling a shoulder injury. Now, I met with my physical therapist, Dr. Josh Cabrera from Resiliency Physical Therapy in Land O'Lakes just the other day. He gave me some really good tips. I know that not all times are great times when it comes to being an athlete. You're going to get injured, but what can you do when you do get injured to keep the body moving, to help keep your brain functioning optimally, to help you stay at your highest state? So today we're going to be walking through a specific workout, some things that he taught me how to do. We're going to enjoy a nice cup of coffee here, and then we're going to cold plunge afterwards. So I love to use my air bike when I'm getting my warm up in. Really great at just including your legs, your glutes, your quads, shoulders, back, even your trunk. And I think it's a phenomenal way to get some blood flowing throughout your entire body before you get started training. Because at this point in time, really what I'm trying to do is avoid injury. Granted, I've still got physique goals, I've still got strength goals, but unless you can avoid injury, you're much more likely to not achieve those things. So I really want to make sure we can achieve those goals. Part of that is staying healthy. It actually doesn't feel too bad. This is one of the exercises that I do all the time before I train my upper body. This one actually doesn't hurt too much right now, so I am going to try my best to keep everything in tight. What I mean by that is from my GH joint, which is the glenohumeral, got a humerus connects to my forearm. The goal today really is just to keep everything locked in, keep everything tight, so I don't injure myself, because the range of motion that was really bothering me when I went to his office the other day was right about here. So I couldn't go through this range of motion the other day without some pretty intense pain. A little bit of tightness like right around here and none at the top. So I know we're getting better. In probably a week and a half, I was working up to some pretty heavy bench press, but this actually feels great. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and get a couple sets of this in. And then I'll probably also do some internal rotations as well. And then we're gonna get started with today's workout. We're gonna keep everything in super tight. So we're gonna start with an incline chest press, hands in tight, really trying to work more of that upper pec. And today's coffee of choice is actually gonna be Cafe Bustelo. It's actually espresso, comes in those yellow containers at the store. But I do have to take a break from it typically once every month, just to help reset the adrenal glands, make sure that I'm not becoming caffeine dependent, because I've been there before and you definitely don't want to be there. So let's go ahead, let's get some warm-up sets in. Let's see how this shoulder joint's treating me this morning. And then after the workout, we're gonna dive into plunge. One of the things my PT the other day, Dr. Josh, had me do was we actually went into the gym at my other office. He had me try my normal grip on chest press, and it actually hurt. So we moved the hands in, which was right about here, unracked, came down, moved through this full range of motion. And this feels great. So I'm actually gonna load up some plates on this now. Still gonna go super slow, gonna keep everything super tight. I don't wanna put myself at risk of injury again, and I know that I can get a good chest workout without compromising form. So we're just going to keep everything nice, slow, and tight. Really nice, slow eccentrics, just like this. Keep everything tight and stable, and then press up to a full chest contraction at the top. Let's get some plates on here. What's going on, big dog? Doing good? Yeah? I love you, boy. So we got some weights on the Smith machine now. It feels okay. It actually feels like I can do some work here. So I'm just going to keep the weight super light. I'm used to doing probably like 185, somewhere around there on this. But today, quarters, man. We're going to do some good quality reps. We're going to get some work in, because moving your body is a hell of a lot better than not moving it at all. I think sometimes, you know, people use their injuries as kind of a default to be able to get out of the work. Like, I'm in this group, and just the other day, I told somebody my shoulder was injured, and he's like, sounds like a great leg day, right? So it's like he never once thought there's an excuse or anything. He's just like, well, you're going to train legs. And for me, I am going to be training legs probably tomorrow. But the moral of the story is not to let things get in your way, not to let things stop you, not to let something that you can work around be the deterrent to not getting the work in. Good morning, bro. Good morning. So again, guys, we're keeping the grip in super tight as advised by my PT. Nice and slow, eccentric, slow and controlled. We're going to be doing a lot of reps here, but I still got to get some volume in so I don't lose too much strength over the next few weeks. Oh, dude, when you go slow like that,
why do you have two?
Oh, it's brutal. With the close grip safety of this workout, we're going to go underhand here. Pretty lightweight, should be okay. Just trying to keep the elbows in super tight. This is a much safer position for my shoulder. Oh, and this actually feels great. Now, if I was to try to do some kind of wide bar or Y or V bar or something, it just wouldn't feel the same because the GH joint would be exposed because my humerus is farther away from my body. What's up, Max? YouTube, this is my son, Max. I love you, buddy. You're the best. Okay, so super fired up about that. Feels great. I'm going to be able to put some weight on there. But again, we're just going slow and controlled, man. Leaving my ego outside the gym today. All right, Max. Come on, buddy. Underhand. Let's go. Good. Don't drop too fast. 2. Good job. Big dog. Good job. 3. 4. Good job. 5. Good job. Keep it going, son. Good job. Squeeze tight. Don't hang too long. Good. Don't drop too fast. Control it.
What is that, 8?
8. Good job. Go. 9. Good job, buddy. Pull. All you, man. All you. Come on. Come on. Good job. Good job, man. High five. Good job, boy. Love you, man.
Sorry.
Good job. But Dr. Josh basically stated the other day, he's like, dude, your lat and your anterior delt and your pec are so tight that it's causing a lot of the shoulder pain. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm really trying my best here to get a really big stretch, even internally rotate my arm, get as big of a stretch as possible, and then pull down and supinate the wrist and squeeze my lat. So really focusing on getting a big stretch here. Pull down, 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 squeeze my lat. And again, surprisingly, like these exercises that I'm doing, even though I'm working through a little shoulder pain, they all feel really good. So again, it may not be perfect. You know, you may not be 100 miles an hour, but that's okay. I think you have to understand that in most cases in life, being more neutral is your best bet. Being more even keeled versus having a bunch of emotional highs and lows. It's always going to be better to be even keeled, neutral. You don't have to ride these crazy high highs, and you don't have to go through these really bad bouts of being low. Just even keel. Oh, so this feels great. I feel like I'm getting a lot of burn on my shoulder joint, especially my lat. And I can definitely see what he was saying. That thing is tight, man. Oh, it's tight. So I also have this foam roller, and he advised that I basically kind of like jam it up under my armpit and lay on the ground. And there's something like this. I get it, lay on my side, and get it up in my armpit and just let that thing chill. Oh, it is tight. It's definitely tight. And kind of work up and down if I can. But yeah, I can definitely feel my lats are super tight. Same thing with the pecs. So for those of you guys who are doing like a ton of upper body work, just realize that eventually probably something's going to become inflamed, something's going to lock up on you, and it's probably a really good idea to make sure that you're implementing some type of a stretch routine into your training to avoid injuries from happening, just like what you're seeing me go through now. All right, y'all, moving on to the next exercise. This is one I've actually never done. I've tried a bunch of different variations of shrug before, but the way that I like to shrug is with protraction and actually shrugging up like this. I've just always felt a better mind-muscle connection, but Dr. Josh said, hey, dude, you need to chill out with that, because a lot of my time as an online coach, coaching people all around the world, is spent on my computer. And I'd be lying to you if I said that I was constantly in retraction and, you know, focusing on squeezing my back together and making sure that my posture is perfect and all that kind of thing. Most of the time I end up like this, you know, or kind of leaning off to the side or kind of leaning on the desk like this. And so he actually advised me, he said, hey, Will, like you need to be thinking about retracting, holding everything back and shrugging with almost like a supinated palm grip. I'm going to try that out. This will be my first actual time doing it with any significant amount of weight. And I'm going to go for like 2 to 3, maybe even 4 sets of these. Just depends on how the joint handles it. But we'll go with something super light, just again, so I can get the feel for it. These are 35-pound dumbbells, supinated grip, chest up, squeeze the traps, and pull up like this. Now, the pretty cool thing is I actually feel these more in like the mid trap versus like way up by my neck. Probably because I'm kind of stuck in retraction, which these feel great. There's no pain. And if anything can help improve my posture, I'm all for it. Especially, you know, you guys that are watching this, guy or gal, it really doesn't matter. Most of the time your day is being spent in protraction, and that's ultimately why we end up with so many issues with our necks and our upper back. Crazy. So that was only one set of those, but I felt it in a different area than I've ever felt shrugs before. It's more like mid upper trap, not up on top, but like mid trap, which again, I've never felt that before. So that's pretty sick. I'm actually super excited about it because I'm not really thinking like right now. I'm thinking in the future, like how awesome is it going to be to get really strong at these? Visual representation of what I was talking about. Usually I feel it more up in here in my traps. The way that Josh kind of adjusted me, I feel it more in my mid traps and like the lower part of the trap here, not the upper part of the trap here. So super fired up to actually be able to probably build some more strength around this area versus just spending all my time kind of putting a bunch of stress on the upper traps. Moving on to the next exercise. I hope I can do this. It's actually one of my favorite machines. But you can see here it's got the neutral grip handle. So typically when you're doing like a normal bench press, right? Like your arm bone, your humerus is way out here. Oh, and that hurts to even get in that position. So what I'm going to try is adjusting the seat a little bit to kind of lean myself back a little bit more, so there's just a little bit less stress on that GH joint, so I don't have to get way back here. I'm going to go with something pretty light to start out with. And we're just gonna see if we can work through it, man. Hopefully we can. Keep everything in tight. Voila, sick. Super happy to even be able to do this. I think you have to have some perspective when stuff like this happens too. So for me, I actually injured my left shoulder years ago, man. It was probably 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. And I couldn't even bench the bar, y'all, for like 4 or 5 months. So I ended up having to find ways that I could still bench and train my chest. And I actually ended up finding an underhand grip bench. That's kind of when I decided to flip my grip around and started to press like this. And I think it definitely helped develop my triceps, but this actually felt great. And I did that until my shoulder healed up enough where I could swap over and start to bench again. Now I'm having second thoughts. I'm like, should I even be bench pressing normally, or is it really going to aggravate my shoulder? Or is it more of a form issue? Like, is it just something that I just need to correct my form and stick with that type of form for a very long period of time? But today, right now, as I'm kind of working through it, hopefully you can kind of see how my brain's working. It's like, dude, just keep your elbows in tight. Find things that don't bother it, right? So like you saw me do the incline in tight. You saw me do the pull down in tight. You saw me get a really big stretch on these pull downs. And now you're seeing me do some more chest pressing. But again, everything's in super tight. So again, if you're dealing with some shoulder pain, not to say that these things are going to help everybody out there, but if you're dealing with some shoulder pain when your elbow's flared out, just for a couple of weeks, try to keep everything in super tight. Still go through your workout, leave your ego at the door. You're not going to be able to use as much weight, but let that shoulder heal up, Don't put yourself in a position where you're risking further injury by thinking that you have to show up and throw around a bunch of plates in the gym. I'll go ahead and make our way to my back patio now. Backyard's kind of under construction at the moment because of what happened during the hurricane, but nonetheless, still very blessed. Nonetheless, still very blessed to be able to call this place home. This is a little bit of my backyard here, and we also do have this really neat back patio. I'm going to show you guys right now. Really neat back patio and the cold plunge. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn the lights on. My wife actually bought this cold plunge from a guy out of, I think he's out of Orlando. He came, hand delivered it. He makes these by hand. And I think right now it is set to 50 degrees. So 50 degrees, not the coldest ever, but I want to make sure that today I can get everything under the water so we can help to rehab the left shoulder. So this is the cold plunge. Today we're doing this to actually help with rehabbing the shoulder. So it's basically a big freezer. It's got a pump in there, and this is a light that came with it. I like to take this light and just put it inside. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to strip down, and I think I need a hat for my microphone, so I need to go find myself a hat, and we'll be in the water. All right, let's jump in. So this is the first time that I've actually gotten in over my shoulders. Every time else, I just jumped in the water. And only went up to my waist. So I'm going to see how I can maneuver myself, get myself into this. Towel. Let's do it. Oh boy. 1, 2. All right. We got to get up to the shoulders. All right, how am I going to do this? Bend the knees and dip. I want to be able to talk to you guys though, so maybe we should do it the other way. Let's roll like this. Oh, that's it. Oh. So the other day I had somebody reach out to me, contact me from, it was actually a friend of mine from St. Petersburg, and she had saw that I had posted about the cold plunge, and she's like, how do you get over the first couple minutes? And my best advice to overcoming the first few minutes is you really just have to build a solid mindset around what you're doing, why you're doing it, and actually begin to allow yourself to get really calm and really chill in the first few minutes. Because what it allows you to do is just really just block out the fact that it feels like you got pins and needles. Your body naturally, it just wants to get out. It doesn't want to sit here and be inside of this. And so, with that being said, you really just have to chill out. Maybe play some music you like, maybe set the environment to something more relaxed. Or, if you're a competitive person, you could definitely invite a friend over. You and a friend could do it at the same time. You could kind of motivate and inspire each other to get through it. But my best tip of advice for cold plunging for the first time is to be able to really just get in the water and chill out. Just get in the water and chill out. And if you can get past the first 2 minutes, which I'm going to do 5, if you can get past the first 2 minutes, basically your body will go numb, and you really won't be able to feel it anymore. So my best tip of advice, get through the first 2 minutes, just drown out your mind, drown out your thoughts, and just find peace in being in the cold. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that now. And we should have probably by now, probably 4 minutes left. Oh, hey, what's up, kids? How you doing? Come here. It's a microphone, so I can talk to the camera. Who's back there? He's back there? Oh, I can't see him. Hey, buddy.
Hey, I was hitting my balls up.
Oh, nice. How many balls do you get? A bucket? You get a bucket in?
I haven't done all of them.
Okay.
I'm taking a break.
This is the first time I've done it all the way up to my neck. Because I hurt my shoulder.
Dad.
Yeah.
Why is it all the way? If I was
Because I got my whole body in here, so I actually need to dump some water out. But I was making a video for YouTube, and I figured I'd show them how I'm working out with a shoulder injury at the moment, and how I cold plunge to help my shoulder.
So hot on the outside.
Yeah, but it's cold on the inside.
Lily's inside reading right now. My head would be all Mom's cleaning the eggs.
You guys want to try it?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I heard you guys are going to the beach today. Is that true? You going to the beach?
Again?
Well, what beach you going to? Well, I'm going to the office today. You know what? I get to podcast. So we're interviewing a friend of mine on the podcast.
I want to put on the rainbow lights.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you do it, please?
Hey, Max, can you check and see how long that video says it's been running for? It's supposed to be in there for 5 minutes. I think I'm really close. I figured out how to get in all the way, babe.
I made 7 minutes.
Say hi to YouTube.
7 minutes.
7 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm in 7 minutes.
7 minutes and 30 seconds. Dad.
Sweet.
Dad, I made a tambourine for you.
I think 7 minutes is a little too long.
Keep going.
All right, we're getting out now. You ready?
Yeah. I made
Woo!
a tambourine.
Tambourine? That's really
I
cool.
made one for you.
That's really cool. I love it. All right, here we go. Oh. Oh. A little bit cold. We did it. All right.
Oh, can you get the worms off the counter for taco honey, please? And let's take out taco and Oh,
All right, so that wraps up the cold plunge. We actually ended up standing in there for 7 minutes, all the way up to my neck. Really happy I was able to get in there. It's a little tight in that specific cold plunge, but really like it, and I'm already starting to feel really good after getting out. Usually after about 3 to 5 minutes of getting out, you just feel like your whole body starts to really open up and flush. Got my daughter Ocean back there following me, and here's a little view of the backyard. My kids come out here and play all the time. As my wife actually homeschools our kids, and this is their lake. They get to grow up here, and we have some really awesome neighbors that the kids kayak back and forth to their houses. Yeah, I think that's going to conclude this video. I got to get to the office. I work up the road. I work about 3-4 miles away at a co-working space where I have my office. I like to spend as much time at my house as I can, just because I do find it super peaceful here. Backyard's going to be kind of more under construction probably over the next 3 to 6 months as we continue to repair it after the hurricane came and our whole backyard flooded out. Also got some chickens right over there. Right now they're producing about 20 to 30 eggs a day, which is obviously very helpful considering there's like a massive egg shortage. But appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you got some helpful tips. Make sure you're taking care of your body. As a husband, as a father, I have 4 kids. That's my son right there. He loves to play baseball, and you're just living a fit life as a means to make sure you're leading by example for your children. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And it's my turn to go to the office and work. I'll see you later. Bye.